Friends and fans of former President Jimmy Carter spent the past 3 days paying respects in his home state of Georgia. Today, the 39th president returns to Washington for the last time. Thank you for joining me at 5. I'm Erin Christie. President Carter will lie in state in the rotunda until the national funeral service on Thursday. And one of the musicians expected to be at that service is from right here in Green Country. And this isn't his first trip to the White House. I talked with the man dubbed pianist to the presidents, who says it all started because of President Carter. A Miami, Oklahoma native and Oral Roberts University graduate, David Osborne's journey to success started with a gig at the age of 12, one unheard of today.
Every Friday, my mom would put me on the Greyhound by myself to ride to Tulsa.
Osborne would demo and help sell organs around Tulsa at places like Furr's Cafeteria in the former South Roads Mall.
And I was like a cute little kid at the time, and sitting there playing what I had learned, and I draw a crowd.
He later became a successful pianist, but his life really changed in the 1980s. Osborne met President Jimmy Carter at a book signing, left his album and phone number. Weeks later, Osborne was on his way to Plains, Georgia.
And he said, "We're going to have you here, and we want you to play for Sunday school and church, a special." And that started this whole thing rolling.
Carter became the Miami native's biggest fan, seen here talking about him to a congregation.
I'm one of the best pianists in the world. In fact, of all the pianists I know, he's my favorite.
Birthday parties, any kind of engagements they wanted, I was always there.
You probably can't even count how many times you've performed for the Carter family.
Hundreds of times.
It was through Carter's recommendation that Osborne start playing at the White House for the Reagans, both Bush administrations, the Clintons, and the Obamas.
I just loved it. I'm called the pianist to the presidents.
In between his nearly 80 White House visits, he's maintained a 3-decades career in Las Vegas. But several years ago, he had an uneasy conversation with Carter.
He sat down with me and said, when I die, I'd like for you to play for my funeral. And he had the list all made out.
At the Washington National Cathedral, Osborne will play several of Carter's favorite songs, including The Wind Beneath My Wings.
He always calls it The Wind Under My Wings, but we all know it's Wind Beneath My Wings.
And Imagine.
So it's kind of emotional for me, but I'd love to have you join in prayer and have you join in via television watching that service.
After the Washington ceremony, Osborne will fly privately with the family to perform at a private ceremony back to Georgia, where his unexpected friendship began. But the start of his career?
I'll always feel like my entire career started right there in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
He credits those bus trips to Furr's Cafeteria. The official state funeral for President Carter will be this Thursday in Washington. President Biden is expected to deliver a eulogy at the services.